I go for refuge in terminal enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and terminal enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and terminal enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye joda zoge jonam noi chanju badu dane yazush dage jinso gebe sonam ge tola benjire sanye dubare shum. Sanye joda zoge jonam noi chanju badu dane yazush Dage jinso gebe sonam ge chola benjire sanje rubare sho sanje joda soge chona dane yaso je dage jinso gebe sonam chola benjire sanje rubare sho. Next page. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. And let us read the Sutra on Dependent Origination. Which is on page 61. Noble Mind Sutra, Dependent Arising. Homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time, the Blessed One was in the realm of 33 gods, seated on the throne of Indra. With him were great hearers such as the Venerable Ashvajit, Bodhisattva Mahasattva such as Noble Maitreya, Noble Avalokiteshvara, and Vajrapani, who are adorned with immeasurable precious qualities, as well as various gods such as the great Brahma, who is the Lord of Saha world, Narayana, the great Ishvar, Sakhara, who is the chief of the gods, and Panchashika, who is the king of the Gandharvas. On that occasion, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara rose from his seat and, having draped his upper robe over one shoulder, knelt down upon his right knee on the peak of Mount Meru. His palms together, he then bowed toward the Blessed One and addressed these words to him. Blessed One, these gods really wish to build a stupa. Now that they are present in this entourage, please teach them the Dharma in such a way so that their merit of Brahma will increase and the merit of the monks, nuns, laymen. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata, the cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Avalokiteshvara, it is like this, that dependent arising is the Dharmakaya for all the Buddhas. One who sees dependent arising sees the Tathagata. Avalokiteshvara, if a faithful son or daughter of a noble family builds in a remote place a stupa the size of a gooseberry fruit, and with a central pillar the size of a needle, and a parasol the size of a flower of the bagula tree, and inserts this verse of dependent arising, which is the Dhammadhatu, he or she will generate the merit of Brahma. When such persons pass on from here and die, they will be reborn in the full. When they pass on from there and die, they will be reborn with fortunes equaling those of gods of the pure abodes. After the Blessed One has spoken these words, the hearers, Bodhisattvas, the whole assembly, and the universe of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas rejoice in praise his teaching. Okay, we continue from where we left this morning. Okay, verse 1, which reads, I bow to the Dharmadhatu which resides in every sentient being. So for the time being, when they hear the Dharmadhatu, think of your true nature, which is so pure. When it manifests fully, then it makes you feel fearless, total fearlessness and infinite happiness. And then not only that you experience these two, because that you experience fearlessness, then that you're able to share this wisdom with all the other demonstration beings. And in fact, as we're going to learn later, that the secret of these two things lies in two. One is that the wisdom of emptiness will give you fearlessness, and the infinite compassion will give you the infinite happiness. So these two things must work hand in hand. Okay. So it says that about the Dharmadhatu which resides in every sentient being, which means that you have this Buddha nature. Each one of us, we have the Buddha nature. However low you may feel yourself to be, I'm just nobody. For example, say here, some of you may feel that, or others are very learned, they are this, that, and so forth. I'm just nobody. No, we all have the Buddha nature. That's reality. But if they are unaware, not aware of it, they circle through the three realms. So when not seeing this Dharmadhatu inside, then we go through these three realms, samsara, endlessly miseries. Example given, the numerous examples given, one of which is that say you are a beggar with a very simple thatched roof hut, and the is so simple, and but underneath your floor, the ground, there's a huge treasure like, let's say, a 10 kg diamond. 10 kg diamond is huge. Perhaps you become the richest person in the world. But if you are unaware of that, you remain poor. You suffer poor. But if you discover it, you're not poor. You can be the richest person in the world. So likewise, it says, but if they are unaware, not aware of it, they circle through these three realms in miseries in the form of poverty, sickness, aging, and so forth. Verse 2, due to just that being purified, that is such samsara's cause. This very purity is then nirvana, likewise dharmakaya is just this. So I say, the example that I give is that, let's say that we go to Mount Kailash, the very holy place, very sacred place, and it is covered with snow, and and for us to go there, because the glare, snow glare, you have to put in the eye protection, which meaning the goggles. So let's say that they are, one get extremely high quality goggles, and the other group got some very locally made, very simple goggles, very murky. The glasses are not clean, murky. And the other one is just glasses. They're so good, extremely high quality. And you go there, group A and group B, you go there to the Mount Everest. Guru A will say that, wow, it's so beautiful, spick and span clean. And whereas the group B looks at it, oh, it's dirty, it's considered very precious, but look, it's so dirty, murky, dirty. And do you agree with me that group A, who says that this is so clean, so pure, extremely majestic, and group B seeing that it's so dirty, murky, two of them are described as the same Mount Kailash. We agree? They describe the same Mount Kailash. And the same group A looks at it, and there's a source of joy. There's a great sense of joy coming in the individual. There's a sense of joy, expansiveness, purity. So with this, the feeling of joy is coming because of seeing the clean Mount Kailash. So the Mount Kailash, purity of the Mount Kailash, which group A is seeing, this is the Nirvana. And the dirty Mount Kailash, which group B is seeing, this is Samsara. It's just the same thing. So how you look at it, you look at it with a very clean lens of the goggles. You see that's Nirvana. And where you see this murky, what's mental state? Mentally you feel low, unhappy. So what do you see? Samsara, the Mount Kailash that you see with this murky lens of the lens of goggles, that is Samsara. So Samsara and Nirvana, they are just the same object seen in two different ways. You're getting it? So oftentimes in some of the very technical, some of the important texts, there's mentioned that Samsara and Nirvana, these two are same. Meaning that is how you perceive. It's not that Samsara is Nirvana, Nirvana is Samsara. No. But same what we see as Samsara, when the enlightened ones look at it, they see this as Nirvana. What they see as Nirvana, when you look at it, we see them as Samsara. So in actuality, it is the same object, how you perceive them. So what determines that you see the Mount Kailash as clean or murky? What determines that? Anyone?
Perception.
The goggles that you have?
Yes, the goggles, the perceptions, right? So perceptions, the goggles is subject or the object? Subject. It's a subject. So we look at things from the lens of our own mind. You getting it? I don't know whether the mind is here or there or where, right? But we look at things from the lens of mind. When a mind is defiled, invariably we see things as very murky, impure, imperfect. Whereas when your mind is so clean, pure, when the subjective clear light manifested, meeting with the objective clear light, and then the mental defilements are removed, the mind becomes extremely clean. With this clean lens of the mind, when you look at things, you see things are so divine. You're getting it? So what the same thing is seen as imperfect when looked at through the pure mind, pure clean mind, you see it's divine. What is seen as divine in the eyes of when looked at through the lens of the pure mind, is impure for the people who looked at through a dirty or with the defiled mental state. Okay, so therefore it says that due to just that being purified, verse number 2, what is such samsara's cause? For us, we see samsara imperfect. Winter is terribly cold, summer is terribly hot. The same in Delhi. Delhi winter is terribly cold and the summer is terribly hot, right? And then you complain to Delhi. Actually, we have to complain to your mind. But we don't complain our mind. You're getting it? So the point is that what we see as imperfect, due to just that being purified, what you see as imperfect, you purify your subject. You don't have to clean the Mount Kailash. They clean your goggles and you see the Mount Kailash so clean. So just likewise, the imperfection that we see around, we experience, sickness, injustices, and so forth. So when you cleanse your mind, you see everything is so pure and divine. But of course, there are going to be many questions. I know that. And then the questions don't restrain your questions. These questions are very important. But Now, when you ask the questions, there are two ways of asking the questions. One is asking the question in a very sarcastic way, which means that your mind is not open. You think that your question is perfect. Nobody can answer this. Whereas you can ask the same question with a great sense of receptive. I have to learn something. I have to learn something. With this, when you ask question, it's very clear. The same. It doesn't matter. It's not that your question is so good so that you can be very sarcastic, that you're being extremely humble. Your question calm. Your question very simple. No. Some people come with the great humility, but the questions they ask, they are like the laser beam like, extremely profound questions. So ask questions with the desire to learn something. Then you will see many nuances. In fact, if you're intelligent, that you're able to ask the complicated questions, then when the answer comes, sometimes somebody gives a very wrong answer. Still from there, you could see nuances. You can see nuances. You can get answers. That the person did not really give an answer, but I could answer. You're getting it? You can get the answer in different ways. So that's very important. So, but it says that what is such a samsara's cause? For us, what is seen as samsara? Because that our mind is this is what we see through the lens of our very defiled mind. When that is purified, this very purity, when that is purified, then you see that the object is seen very different way. It's seen so pure. That is nirvana. Mount Kailash seen so dirty, and when you cleanse the goggles, you look at it, it's so clean. That purity of the Mount Kailash that you see, that's a metaphor for nirvana. And that the impurity that you see because of the dirty and the goggles, that is a metaphor for samsara. There, likewise, Dharmakaya is like this. Dharmakaya is the nirvana, Dharmakaya, and it can be seen as, so technically speaking. So here, I'm expecting you all to learn the technical science as well, because we have 30 sessions. 30 sessions is a lot of sessions. So we expect to learn the technicalities as well. Let's say that somebody who did PhD, somebody who completed PhD is we take for granted that the person did undergrad, masters. But there are exceptions. You know that? Some who never did anything, they directly no undergrad, no masters, direct PhD. You know that? Huh? Very rare. Some gifted people who the university vice chancellor and the authorities, they see that this person is gifted, but without any the academic background, still the person can be a genius. He or she is exempted. So these things are very rare. But generally speaking, when you say that I'm PhD, which means that you have already done masters, you're getting it? So likewise, say the Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya is a mental state of purity, the perfect purity. When you say the Dharmakaya, you already have the Nirvana. So here we talk about the Nirvana and Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya is the absolute purity. Nirvana in general is, say, the okay, I think yes, we overshoot the class, so I need to explain something even more basic, not really basic, but very important thing, so that this will become clear to us. Okay, so what we said is that that the Mount Kailash per se is so clean, and how you see that depends on your goggles. So this metaphor for our seeing the world. We look at the world through our lens of a mind. And how many of you watched this 45 Buddha episodes? 45 Buddha episodes. How many have seen to watch that? Geshe and Doreen, you watched it? Yes. Petola, yes. You watched it? How many watched it? Raise hands. And the Kamazambala and the your name Arka. Yes.
54 Geshe. 54.
54. Thank you. 54 of these, I would highly recommend all of us to watch this. This will greatly inspire us to see the journey of the Prince Siddhartha, how he journeyed. You're getting it? To look for a true purpose of life, right? Not that I'm a prince and then I can just, chill out. This is just so insignificant, so unwise. Whereas this young prince, Prince Siddhartha, how he journeyed his life to look for such a purpose of life. And we all have the same potential. We all have the same potential. Why not? Why should we have to underestimate our potential? We watch it, and then it has the two versions, one without the subtitles and one with subtitles. So those who do not speak Hindi, you must try to get the one with subtitles and to just see if people around, they can help you to get these 54 of the episodes. Arka, did you watch it with the subtitle or without subtitles? Without. Okay. So so actually it is readily available, but I don't know where. If you ask the Kamasumala, she may help you, identify this. Kamasumala, raise your hand. Yes, and if you cannot track it, maybe some of the Tibet House, people can help you. Okay, so the point is that also in that one of the episodes has it that one person was almost getting insane, going insane, and then going to jump, and the Buddha came to see that, and the Buddha stopped the person, and the person said, "Why are you stopping me?" And the Buddha said, "No, do you know what's going in your mind?" Buddha was telling him, "Do you know what's going in your mind?" And he said, "No, everything is going nothing is going right, everything is going wrong." Buddha said, "No, look at this, so beautiful. Look at this mountain, is so beautiful. Look at this water, is so beautiful. Everything is so beautiful." And the Buddha explained, and because of the Buddha's teachings, he calmed down. And then he get to the sanity, and he looked around. Then he said, "Yes, that's very true. Everything's so beautiful." He did not say the same thing before he met the Buddha. And now he saw things very different, so beautiful after Buddha calmed down his mind. You're getting it? So this is where, when our mind is very disturbed, you will see the world very differently. And oftentimes, how we interpret the husband interpreting the wife interpreting the husband, the children interpreting the parents are interpreting the children, brother, sister, brother, sister, all these interpretations, and then you see so nasty the air, so selfish, so forth. This is greatly because of something impure within us, because of which we see something wrong with the other side. We never think about how the other person is going through difficulties themselves. So our selfishness blinds us from seeing the reality of the other person. The other person also deserves your compassion, not to blame all the time. They deserve compassion. They also go through difficulties. So this, if you can change your perspective, then the world is going to be very beautiful for you. And then because that you see the world different, your attitude, your behavior changes. And you go with the supposition that, okay, this person does not like me. If this is your supposition and you go there, your body language changes. Your body language is such that the other person will see you as something not friendly. Not because that person is not friendly to you, because that you have come with the attitude that this person does not like me. So then that affects your body language, even how your body moves. It's very different. Whereas if you go there, you think that everybody's suffering, everybody deserves compassion. And if somebody is nasty to us, I'm not really surprised, because everybody has some problem with them. With this attitude, with a compassionate attitude, if you go there, your body language is very appealing. And when the other person sees you, there's appeal, the person can see the appeal in you. And even though the person may not be liking you, but then simply by seeing your body language, the person changes. So you have the capacity that your proper outlook of the world has the capacity to change the other person's mind. And for the first time, person otherwise who is extremely selfish, for the first time feels the lightness of the mind, to feel compassion, to feel the affection. So then the person is, okay, this feeling of lightness never came to me before. So because of this person, now I can feel this. And then you see that there's something needs to be changed within me. This is so precious. Okay. So the point is that we all have this seed of the fearlessness and infinite happiness. And if that is the case, like the gold, we have the gold, why don't the gold, the purpose of gold, the function of gold is to glow. But there's nothing glowing within me. What's the problem? Because that is obscured by the mental defilements. You getting it? So the next question is, what are the mental defilements? Mental defilements, broadly speaking, there are two kinds, known as the gross one and the subtle one. Gross mental defilement and the subtle mental defilements. The gross one, technically referred to as afflictive obscurations. Mental defilements which block the vision of your Buddha nature, the gold-like Buddha nature within. What blocks that is constituted of two, the gross and the subtle mental defilements. The gross one is known as afflictive obscurations. The gross one is known as afflictive obscurations. And the presence of this, the presence of this gross afflictions or the afflictive obscurations blocks us from attaining fearlessness. And the fearlessness is technically referred to as Nirvana. In simple terms, that the gross mental defilements, they block us from attaining Nirvana. You getting it? And what is this in secular context? What is Nirvana in secular context? Fearlessness. You getting it? So some people say when they meet with other people who are new to Dharma, they try to say that, oh, we have to attain Nirvana, you're at Buddhahood. I say that don't make things very boring. Buddhahood, Nirvana, right? And what is Nirvana? And I heard about this word in the context of Buddhism, right? But I'm not a Buddhist, right? Oh, no, Nirvana is for... But that person will not be receptive. Say that you want fearlessness. The person will say, yes, I agree. You're getting it? So why do you have to use, do you have to use all the time use the jargons or the technical terms? For the people who are new, use the secular terms like fearlessness, infinite happiness, and so forth, these secular terms. And actually, in reality, yes, everybody's seeking nirvana. But when you use the word nirvana, then the person may feel aversion. Because this is something Buddhistic. This is something like the Jainism, from Buddhism, from Jainism, moksha, Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism. You're getting it? So therefore, the reality is the Buddha did not come to make you a Buddhist. Buddha came to teach us how to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. That's the whole purpose. And if you get the fearlessness and infinite happiness, you can remove the tag Buddhism. Remove the tag, right? You can say, I'm not Buddhist. I'm not Buddhist. I'm Muslim. I'm Hindu. I'm Christian. I'm non-believer. I don't believe in any religion. But now I experience fearlessness, infinite happiness. That's a purpose. So Buddha would be most happy to see that you attain fearlessness and infinite happiness. When these two goals are attained, the job is done. You don't have to have any tag. Able to say that I am somebody. No need. Okay. So with this in mind, the gross mental defilements and the subtle mental defilements, these two are there to block the Buddha nature from being manifested. The gross one is referred to as afflictive obscurations, and the presence of this blocks us from attaining fearlessness or nirvana. And the subtle one blocks us from attaining. The subtle one is referred to as cognitive obscurations. The subtle one is known as cognitive obscurations, and the presence of this blocks us from attaining ultimate happiness, infinite happiness, or Buddhahood. You getting it? Okay, this is what we need to know. The next question is, what exactly is this gross affliction? What is this gross affliction like? What is the gross mental defilements and the subtle mental defilements? Or in other words, technically, what constitutes the afflictive obscurations and what constitutes the cognitive obscurations? This next question. And for the afflictive obscurations, first we need to have the example. Say that let's say that somebody smashed garlic in my mug, and let's say that I don't take garlic, and then you said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, I smashed garlic in a mug." And then what you do is that you remove the solid garlic, gross garlic. You remove that, you wash it under the running water so well. Now the solid garlic is all gone. There's no solid garlic left there. You smell it, it still smells garlic. You're getting it? So although the solid garlic is gone, still the smell is left. Likewise, mental defilements there too. One, the solid garlic like mental defilements, and the other one, the subtle smell of the garlic like mental defilements. The solid garlic of mental defilements is known as afflictive obscurations, and the subtle smell of the garlic like mental defilements is known as cognitive obscurations. Okay, next question. What exactly is the afflictive obscurations? So afflictive obscurations, we see that broadly speaking, three kinds. One is contaminated karmas, afflictions, and their active seeds, active imprints or active seeds. Let me repeat this. What constitutes the gross garlic-like mental defilements? Number one, contaminated karmas. Number two, afflictions. And number three, their respective active seeds. Okay. So what do you mean by contaminated karmas? For example, okay, you tell me. Okay, you tell me. What am I doing? What are you doing? That I was reaching out to the mug and then holding closer to me. You're getting it? This is what? Action. You agree? This is action. Action in Sanskrit is karma. So we are talking about contaminated karma. You're getting it? So from this action, you could infer something. You could infer, do you see my mind? You don't see my mind, but you can see what's going in my mind. You can see what's going in my mind. What's going in my mind? He must be thirsty. You're getting it? He must be thirsty and he likes to drink something. Okay, so that desire for the drink, the water, tea, the desire, this is what makes the actions happen. What's the correlation between this action and the mental thought process? The mental thought process, the wanting to have the tea, that is the driving force, and that makes the action happen. You're getting it? So one is the cause and one is the result. Say this action is visible. So this action is driven by the desire inside me, the desire to drink. You agree? So the desire to drink, that is affliction. Desire for cheesecake, desire for alcohol, and so forth. This is full. Okay, thank you. Okay, say desire for alcohol, that makes a person to reach out to alcohol. You getting it? So reaching out to the alcohol, that is the action, karma. And what makes the person go there is because of the desire. There's affliction. So affliction is a cause, and that gives rise to the karmas to arise. You're getting it? So karmas are the karmas, contaminated karmas, and the afflictions combined together is known as afflictive obscurations, and then along with their active seeds. Active seeds meaning, okay, how many of you are angry now? Nobody is angry, right? But after the retreat, you go to your respective place, you meet your dad, mom, brother, sister, husband, wife, children, and then the anger comes out. So this anger, which was totally non-existent while you were in the retreat, how did it come? There must be a seed within us now. We must be carrying this seed, which is not in the manifest anger, which is not in the form of manifest anger, but it is a seed which can easily germinate into anger later on. You're getting it? So active seeds meaning seed of the afflictions, seed of the contaminant karmas, which can easily germinate, easily manifest in the form of afflictions and karma when the conducive factors, when you meet with the conducive factors. So these three constitute the afflictive obscurations. So when these three things are there, your mind is never freed from, your mind is never liberated. Your mind is always in the prison of samsara. So, prison of samsara meaning no nirvana. So when you remove these three, then you are freed from the samsara. That is a liberation. Liberation is known as nirvana. Okay, what is next? Cognitive obscurations. What constitutes the cognitive obscurations? Okay, so what we said is that the subtle imprints, subtle stains, like the smell of the garlic, like mental defilements. And what exactly is this? This is extremely precious and extremely important. And this is actually usually not being discussed. But I would highly recommend that we have to know this. But what is the question? Hey, what's the question? Huh? Not the causes. What exactly is cognitive obscurations? Okay, what's the question? Okay. What exactly is cognitive obscurations? So we cannot do it now. So I want people to volunteer to remind me. Raise hands. Okay, Pooja? Yes, one. Your name? Yuan, two. Raise hands. Lotus, three. Okay, here, Tam, four. And Tenzin Shamba, five. So we have five. So we make sure that you remind me, because this is a very important point, and this will help us to even know a little bit of psychology, Buddhist psychology more deeper. That will be very helpful. If you know this concept, is extremely precious. Okay. So with this in mind, now reading verse number 2, which says,
When should we remind you?
Closer towards the end of emptiness topic. Yes, okay. Verse number 2, which says, due to just that being purified, now you know what to be purified. What to be purified? Afflictive obscurations and cognitive obscurations. You're getting it? Now that you already introduced to what these defilements are, so due to just that being purified, that meaning the Dharmadhatu being purified of the afflictive obscurations, cognitive obscurations, what is such samsara's cause? When not purified, we are in samsara. We're in samsara, and these impurities, they serve as a cause for us to be in samsara. Samsara's cause, this very purity, when the purity comes to us, this very purity is then nirvana. You purify the mental defilement, then you look at the Mount Kailash, you say Mount Kailash is so pure, that is nirvana. Likewise, Dharmaka is justice. Now, we see that removing the afflictive obscurations gives rise to nirvana. You getting it? Removing not only afflictive but also cognitive gives rise to dharmakaya. Now it becomes clear to you? Dharmakaya Nirvana. So Dharmakaya is the highest form of Nirvana. So Dharmakaya is the highest form of Nirvana, meaning that Nirvana, for to attain Nirvana, you remove the afflictive obscuration. That's good enough. You don't have to remove cognitive. If you remove cognitive, very good, best. Even without removing the cognitive obscurations, still you attain Nirvana simply by removing the afflictive obscurations. When you remove the cognitive obscurations, should you also remove the afflictive obscurations or not necessary? What yes?
Because first you need to remove the grosser level, then you can go.
Which means to remove the subtle one, you have to remove the gross one. Very good. What's your name? Okay, Diskidla. Thank you. So what Diskidla is saying is that to remove the subtle one, you have to remove the gross one. Without removing the gross one, there's no way by which you can remove the subtle one. How many agree with Diskidla resents? Very good. Okay. So to attain Dharmakaya, you have to attain Nirvana. You're getting it? In a way, Dharmakaya is the highest level of Nirvana. Okay. So with this very purity is then Nirvana, meaning that when the afflictive obscurations are removed, then you see the Mount Kailash clear and clean to some extent. That is Nirvana. When you remove the cognitive obscurations also, then you see the Mount Kailash is spick and span clean, so meticulously clean, so perfectly clean. That is Dharmakaya. Likewise, Dharmakaya is just like this. Number 3. While it is blended with, there are many examples given and is so helpful for us because we never thought about these things, your true nature, before. That your true nature is, you have amazingly precious true nature of mind, which is so precious. We never thought about this before. So we have been thus far, since time immemorial, till now, we have been like a beggar with a treasure underneath your ground. Actually, you are not a beggar. But you remain as a beggar because that you didn't know that you have the treasure underneath the ground. So we have this treasure. Now today for the first time, we are learning that because of Arya Nagarjuna's teachings, Arya Nagarjuna's the text, we are learning that there is something treasure within me, which is so precious. So which will allow me to experience fearlessness and infinite happiness. And then I see, we do know that particularly the people who, when they were like age 10, 11, 12, 13, around that age, their love for their parents is so strong. Their love for their family members is so strong. When they hit age 16, 17, then complications arise. Then age 20s, then 25, 30, then the fight over the properties happen. Which earlier you will see yourself, you know, the family as one. There are uncle and uncle, right? You fight with the uncle. Once uncle and your father, they were brothers in the same family, B. Now you and your brother, your sister, you are saying B, and then you are fighting with the uncle. So next time you become uncle and aunt, then your children will fight. My uncle, my aunt. This is extremely painful. So it's simply because they see the treasure outside, they don't see the treasure inside. Then all these fights happen. When they see the treasure inside the fights, there's no room for fights. All the fights will dissolve. For example, Jismilarepa. How many of you heard Jismilarepa? Raise hands. Heard of Jismilarepa? Okay, most of you who have not heard of Jismilarepa, raise hands. Okay, if you've not heard about Jismilarepa, never mind. You have to read this biography. It's beautiful biography. It's very inspiring biography. Very enjoyable biography. Jismilarepa. One yogi, a Tibetan yogi, who is taken to have become enlightened, to become Buddha within a single lifetime. It's a very inspiring story. Okay. So what happened was that because he discovered the treasure inside, he was least interested in the treasure outside. His family inheritance, his family properties there, and his aunt, who was so greedy after the family properties of Jismilarepa. So that Jismilarepa, later he became a yogi, and least interested in external the sources or treasures, more it be fully into the looking at the internal treasure. So there, An knew that he's now more into the internal. He will not be so much interested outside. So outside, I will take possession of. So the aunt was so greedy of this, and then he went there. She went there to his nephew and said, "Oh, now you, my nephew, you are a yogi now. You don't really need all these external things. So your aunt will be most happy if you say, okay, that they belong to me." Just Miller said, "If you want to take it, I don't care." You're getting it? So the fight stopped. There's no fight. Whereas all the fights, family litigations, is mostly about the property disputes. So this is because we see the happiness outside. And there's no happiness outside. Outside, there are the sources of the what? There are outside treasures. And the litigation case, with the litigation case, you are happy, not happy. Not happy. What attracted the litigation case? What attracted the unhappiness? Because of the external treasures. We usually see them as happiness. These are not happiness. These are attracting miseries. They give us tension. They give us blood pressure, sugar problem, blood pressure. All these problems arise because of that. They are not really happiness. Okay. But it's not that they are bad. When we see that these are the ultimate treasures, ultimate happiness, that's a problem. But if you see that the real treasure inside, but for the time being, before I uncover this fully, I have to rely on external treasures. That's fine. You will be focused on unraveling, retrieving the treasure within. Meanwhile, you depend on external, whatever little is required, but you are not too greedy. The greed will stop. So this is so important for us. Okay. Number 3. While it is, so what I'm saying is that there are so many examples given, and these examples, we just try to go through these examples. More we think about these examples, what happens is that more we will go, automatically our mind will go deeper and deeper into the understanding of the treasure inside. You're getting it? This is so, and then you become a very different person. Different person meaning that you become a very sensible, grounded person, not easily being affected by, the little bit of praise, benefit, small things, a little bit of deprecation, or say the loss of material things. They will not really affect you too much. You'll be very stable and grounded. You will not affect the tension. These things will be much less. So another example is given here. While it is blended with milk, the butter's essence appears not. The butter and the milk. So people who are, how many of you have that experience of churning milk to extract butter? Raise hands. How many of you have experience? Okay, good. How many of you have no experience? Raise hands. Okay, then it doesn't make any sense to you. Right? This is amazing. I used to be so fascinated when I was young. I used to be so fascinated. The butter is there, something very concrete. Milk is there. There's no butter there. And people say that butter comes from the milk. Where is the butter? I used to be confused a lot. And later on, when I was in South India, in my aunt's place for a holiday, then there I saw how the milk is churned, milk and the curd is churned, and then the butter is taken out of that. Okay, so so the milk and the butter, these two are mixed, and then when you churn it, then the essence of the butter comes out. So before that, we don't see the butter there. Likewise, in the afflictions mix, the Dharmadhatu, your true nature of mind, when it is mixed with the affliction, you don't see the true nature of mind. The water, while the true nature of water is extremely clear and beautiful, but when we mix with the pollutants, the advantages, the pollutants, we don't see the clarity. We don't see the purity. By the way, how many of you have seen extremely clear water? Raise hands. Extremely clear water, like river, or let's say the ocean, river, or whatever water. Raise hands. Very clear. Something which is so striking. Not just clean water. No. Not just clean, but extraordinarily clean. where your emotions are stirred, right? Wow. Okay, how many had that experience? Raise hands. Okay, good. There are many of you. How many never experienced that? Just clean water. What is it? What is it talking about? Raise hands. Okay. What's your name? Huh?
Yanu.
Yellow. 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 So therefore, I don't trust other people too much. Right? I hear you better, and somebody corrects me and makes it even worse. I heard Yanu, and I'm learning Yanaf. Okay. This is something which it happened 2 times to me. One, they say Triant. How many of you know Triant? Okay, Triant. Yes. So many of the people may call it Tirun, right? Actually, it is Triant. Okay, raise hands. Okay. I must be 16 or 17 years old. With my friends, we went there. It was the first time and the last one. We went there, and I was really baffled to see the glaciers melting, and there was a collection of the water. What they collected there is crystal clear. I was baffled. Wow, it's mesmerizing. It's amazing. This is one. Number 2 was in Delhi. No, I mean it. First listen before you laugh. In Delhi, what happened was that usually the Delhi, particularly the water that I get, that I would say we get, water is okay. Of course, it's not drinkable. And the one time, my tap, there's a little problem with the tap, and the water drips. Just the drips. The water drips like in drops. And the bucket was empty. And the next day, I went to brush my teeth and I saw the water. The water was extremely clean. I could not imagine that in Delhi such clean water exists. It's amazing, crystal clear, clean. You know why? You know why how this clean water came out? How? Anyone guess? This girl? Not sewage. No treatment. How treatment was done? Yeah, not rain. Regular water. The pump. From the pump.
But it had been kept for the night, right? And stay still for the night. So everything must be settled.
Okay, anyone else who can guess? Yadarji, you'll guess? Madhavji. What's the answer? Tell me. No. So this answer already given there. Anyone?
Maybe just because it didn't gather the dirt of the pipes because it was dropping.
Yes, this is the answer. What's your name?
Anjan.
Aijan. Right. Okay. So what Aijan said is correct. So this tap, which is the little damage, it cannot close completely. So still there's a drip coming, which means that it is blocking very forceful water, blocking it. And then what comes out is it stops all the pollutants. It serves as a sieve. Did you use the word sieve? Okay. It serves like a sieve. And only the clean water comes out. All the pollutants were held back. You getting it? Wow, I was so impressed. Amazing. It just, a very pleasant feeling came to me to see this crystal clear water there. Okay, so these are things that you encounter in your life. Just see them, relate them to your Dharma practice. Okay, this is my Buddha nature, even my mind, however dirty the Delhi water is. But look, with this process, the purity comes out. So this is my mind. If I purify my mind like this, even the purity will come out in the form of perfect love, perfect knowledge, and perfect power. So it manifests in this form. So this is the okay. Verse 3, while it is blended with milk, butter's essence appears not. Likewise, the afflictions makes Dharmadhatu is not seen. When it is mixed with afflictions, then you don't see the true nature of your mind. It is there, but it's not visible. 4, once you have cleansed it from the milk, butter's essence is without a stain. Once with the milk, you churn the milk properly, then the butter comes out. Then the butter becomes a pure butter's essence comes out. Just so with the afflictions purified. When the afflictions are purified, then the Dharmadhatu, the true nature of mind, becomes stainless. Okay. So when let's say that anger subsides, great calmness comes to your mind, which is extremely beautiful. Selfishness subsides. When compassion grows, your mind becomes extremely courageous and extremely stable. So these are extremely good, amazing. So you just remove the mental dirt, selfishness, afflictions, greed, attachment, jealousy. These are not your true nature. We have to just get rid of them. Then the true nature will manifest within you. Somebody who will become extremely calm, not affected by external factors, very compassionate and serene, profoundly, say, the loving, embracing, understanding. All these qualities will just come from within when you get rid of the mental defilements. 5. Okay, this is very important. Another example that let's say that when we talk about everybody has the seed of perfection within us, there's the gold like Buddha-ness within us. And how do I know this? This can be a question. So these examples, reflect more on these examples, and then later on relate this to the real meaning. It'll become extremely meaningful to you, to us, and thereby that that the course of our life will be changed. Whatever we're doing will become extremely meaningful and sensible to us. So let's say that you're preparing for some exams and you have to study, read the books, and say in the night there's a power cut, and I told you that you go to that room A, and there's a light there. You go to room A and it's dark, and you come back. So there's no light there. No, there's a light there. I'm 100% sure that there's a light there. And you said, no, there's no light there. Did you see a vase there, vase, or a picture? Did you see, yes, some kind of object is there, but I don't see it very clearly. Inside that vase, there's a light there, right? Inside that vase, there's a light there. So although the light is there, it's not visible because that is blocked, but the light is blocked by the vase, put upside down. And then still you may be apprehensive that how do you know that there's a light there? Yes, there's a picture there, but how do you know that there's a light there? So I tell you, punch a hole. You punch a hole in any direction. To any of the direction, you punch a hole to the vase and then see what happens. You punch a hole, and from the hole, from within, the light beams out, beams forth. So then still, okay, it may be accidental that light, is in this direction, but it does not pervade everywhere. So then you break the vase. You break it, and the light inside will beam forth in all the 10 directions. So that is your Buddha nature. It's an amazing example. So what is that vase? That vase is the afflictive obscuration and the cognitive obscurations. What is this light? That light is a metaphor for your Buddha nature. And what is that hammer which breaks this vase? That is the wisdom of emptiness. And the aspiration to break this vase, that is a bodhicitta. You're getting it? And struggling with the light. There's no light there. It's dark. I'm struggling. And I must get out of this darkness. That is the renunciation. So renunciation, supporting the bodhicitta to to use this hammer of the wisdom of emptiness to break this vase of the mental defilements, and the Buddha energy inside manifests. You don't have to do anything that the light inside move towards this direction, that direction. It automatically move in this direction. So let's say that if there is in the vase, instead of light, if there's just this, let's say a candle without being lit, a candle without the flame, the candle there, and with the pitcher put upside down. So even if you remove the pitcher, still there's no light spreading. You're getting it? Whereas it's a flame there, you remove the pitcher, you break the pitcher, then the flame automatically, you don't have to do anything. The flame, the light from the flame spreads in all 10 directions. Yes? Okay. So so this is your Buddha nature, where your mind feels a freedom when it manifests a true nature. When the obstruction stops, when the obstruction is removed, then your mind manifests true nature to spread everywhere. So this is known as the omniscient state, becoming Buddha, where your mind spreads every atom of the universe. That is your omniscient state, where you know all phenomena simultaneously. So this is the nature of mind. Okay. 5. Just as a lamp. Okay, so 5 and 6. 5. Just as a lamp that is sitting inside a vase does not illuminate at all outside, while dwelling in the vase of the afflictions, the Dharmadhatu, the true nature, Buddha nature inside, is not seen. Now, from whichever of its sides you punch some holes into this vase, from just these various places, then its light rays will beam forth. Once the Vajra of the Samadhi, the wisdom of emptiness, has completely smashed this vase to the very limits of all space, it will shine just everywhere. This is the mind manifesting. It's the Buddhahood. So therefore, these obscurations is of two kinds. One is the afflictive, one is cognitive. Okay, so we'll stop here. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. 3 pressures together.